I just always wanted a baby girl because I felt like that was an excuse for a man to be vulnerable, show his feelings without being judged in society. That's what I was exposed to. My past, appreciating my past, looking at it from a different lens now as a man, as an adult, and honoring the people that paved the way, I feel like it makes me a better human. And I feel like if we have more conversations like this, so many other people could show more love to the people that made sacrifices. Your mom probably made sacrifices that you don't even know. Your dad probably made sacrifices you don't even know. And it's just one conversation away, but having the right conversation and coming from a place of like, yo, I appreciate you. We do it to our friends.
Right.
But how many times do we do it to our family?
That's real, bro. Hey, listen, I'm coming. I'm coming right now. Come on in, huh? Truly honored and blessed to spend and invest time with these guests. But most importantly, spend time and invest time with you too. If you don't know who I am, I'm Rob De La Rosa, the bald-headed Dominican from the Bronx. And all you gotta do to help me, help you, is like, comment, subscribe.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy JD con su flow. You already know. Mi gente, en el día de hoy, we're going to see the best interview I've ever done in my life. If you wanted to know anything about me, if you wanted to know things I never share, please go to the link right now. Subscribe, most importantly. Support my boy, Rob De La Rosa, a beast. Honestly, one of the best podcasts I ever done, and the first one in English where I open my heart out to help you guys heal, laugh. ¿Qué más lo que hacemos aquí?
Learn, laugh, and heal,
Ahí
baby.
está, learn, laugh, and heal. Coño, vamos a esto. Subscribe right now.
Let's get it. I love that. We could dive right into it, right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of In the Living Room podcast where we learn, laugh, and heal. And this one's going to be fun, special. I'm going to tell you something right now. There's moments that you have with people that if I wanted to forget them or you wanted to forget them, it would be impossible, right? The memories that I've collected with this young man, the things I've seen him do, the person I knew who he was before I met him, the father he is today, the inspiration he is to a nation, bro. Plátano. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, JD con su flow, you already know it's in the building.
Clap it up, baby.
My boy.
Thank you
first
for
and
having
foremost.
me, bro. Appreciate it. Hey, it's an honor to be here. I dreamed of this day. I'm not gonna lie. I saw Radel. I saw Justin. I'm like, yo, y yo pa' cuando? Come on, bro.
I got the goats. Listen, I know the legends in the rough for real, son. Like, you know what I mean?
Like for real.
Like, seriously though, like these are really my people. Like, here's what I mean by this. First and foremost, my memory. So I always go memory lane, and a lot of you are gonna know who this man is. You're probably coming over here because it's like, yo, it's your first English interview. But the substance you're gonna get today, I'm gonna do my best. Y'all let me know how I did. But here's my first memory of JD. I got acknowledged. I remember we're in the same business together, right? And I got acknowledged for hitting. It was a network marketing company, and I hit a certain level. And I get recognized in the city, and I'm hyped because it's in New York, and yo, and I take the mic. Yo, my name is Rob De La Rosa. I'm a bald-headed Dominican from the Bronx. Right? And the person right next to me is JD con su flow. You already, and that shit, he roll. I was like, yo, who is that dude? Right? And I was like, wow, but why does that ring a bell? Why does that ring a bell? JD con su flow, but where I've seen this guy before. Then I'm home and I'm on YouTube. Where the fuck is this kid from, bro? And people start tagging him on posts or whatever. And Instagram was early, but people are sharing. I'm like, yo, the guata gatepito is very, very.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Baby, you a spaghetti.
there he is. Yeah. Let's go.
You just found out too. Hey, it's me.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I always say a lot of people don't know my name, but they know my face. Yo, if you're from New York, humbly. If you're Dominican, you have seen my face somewhere.
Facts.
Because I've been jodiendo in the internet for years. So it's like, at some point, I had to pop up somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, man, thank you for having me, honestly, bro. It's like, it's an honor because, like he said, I know him way back, looked up to this guy to this day, and it's just one of those people that you cannot have away from your life. Like, when he goes to Florida and we hanging out, it's like, man, thank you. I needed this, you know? One, smart individual. He's very confident, as you can see with his beard. You know, I'm trying to get, like, the routine so I could, Nah, but me and Rob, like, we have amazing memories. And most importantly, we seen each other grow. And if it wasn't because I have respect for this guy, I wouldn't be here. And I'm not here because, like, he's my man. Nah, I have respect for the man he is, what he's doing, the investments he has made, this beautiful setup. Man, if you see the quality of this podcast, let's be honest. How many podcasts out there probably got more subscribers, more people see it, but they're not making the sacrifice this guy is making. So this is why I'm here. I honor you, respect you, and appreciate, dreamed of being here. The fact you're the first, pop my cherry, boy.
Hey, yo.
Give you the honors.
Yo, but honestly, that means, look, and I'm going to tell you why this moment means a lot to me, bro. First and foremost, when you start this vision, right, you write down who would be a Firecast, right? Because that's when I decided to say I'm gonna do it. You know, you put the pen and paper and you put people on the list. And I'm like, oh, my son JD, and then you just that initial damn. I wonder what they're gonna say. Like, even though it's kind of like, nah, you my man, you gotta get on my show.
It took you this long. I'm like, yo,
but look at the season though.
Like, I don't look good enough for you, boo. Like, come on.
So look where we at though. Like the season to take, the people, the timing. Let's speak on the timing of this. First and foremost. We were supposed to record this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, but JD's hot shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you know right now. He came in town, but he's doing, he was in town for another big event in the city, about to do business with. Oh, all right, we're gonna keep that in the noise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a lot of things happening.
It's cooking, it's brewing, and I was like, yo, I'm not mad at you, bro. Go handle that. We'll come back. We're here today. In the time that happened, so much has happened, right?
Yeah. No, I appreciate the fact. Can I tell?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Yo, Rob was like, yo, bro, I'll fly you out if I need to. It's like, I just want to get this done because he knows, like, the chemistry that we have had. We wanted to do in Miami, but, the way my life is set up and the time frame, we just being able to have a lot of fun together. By the time we think about the business, now, he got to go back home. I got to deal with the kids and the wife. So when he said, yo, like, what if I fly you out? I'm like, all right, let me see possibilities. We start working around it. Being a dad that's present, it's so challenging because it's like I don't have the luxury of somebody just take care of my kids. My kids go to school, but I drop them off, pick them up. If not, my wife take turns. And, I don't like bothering people. So I'm like, I want to make this happen as well. Once we got a date, there's an event I have to go to. And, a really close friend of mine was doing an event at the Madison Theater. So I'm just like hoping I had the time and everything, but it didn't work out. Once I told Rob, bro, like, he was so chilled about it that I'm like, yo, you know what? I'm going to book my own flight next. I'm going to make up for this. We're going to make it happen no matter what. I'm in New York for, like, less than 12 hours, bro. Like, I missed my flight this morning on top of that. Right. I'm traveling with my son here to make this happen just because I'm like, yo, you know what? I cannot let him down again because he's sacrificing his time. I respect what he's doing. And most importantly, like, I want to sit here. I want to be in the living room. So, full circle. I'm excited. You guys are gonna laugh a lot. You're gonna learn a lot from us. It's not just gonna be about me. I do whatever I can, but this is gonna be a dope conversation between two Dominican brothers. Chasing their dreams straight out of the Bronx. Even though I'm in Florida,
excellent. You hear me? Off the
New York got heart, baby. Yeah. It's like, yo, I feel like bringing my kids for 2 months every summer so they can see what it's like.
They gotta see the concrete floor, baby. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes those palm trees.
Humble them. Take the train, baby. Ooh.
Let me tell you this. What makes this significant, a very, like, the timing on all this stuff is, not only was JD the first time I like saw somebody that I was like, yo, I've been watching this dude for a while, didn't know he was that person, kind of shock moment, right? Then full circle, talking about respect, my respect for this man for what he's been doing for a while. The way you able to captivate people and not be someone that seems or comes across aggressive, force-feeding, you're yourself, and it brings mad people to you, bro. You always been that kind of light.
Amen.
I was in the business, and this is a message. Not everything has to be about your paycheck. It could be helping somebody, and the impact goes ways you don't even know. JD asked me to do a training for his group. And it was a day where he doesn't know it was the day prior. I did so much presentations, bro. I was exhausted, but I just felt the genuine in the ask. And I said, yo, I'll be there. Success, a great success. What I didn't know is it was being recorded. You understand? It was being recorded. And
his car was not working, by the way, so it made it even better because we got to ride together. And I'm like, I am with the guy,
right.
The closer.
Son picked me up. Boom, spent the whole day with me. This is why this is a full circle moment. Look, after the event, JD says, yo, so you're going to go do a presentation? I'm like, yeah, bro. He's like, oh, there's 10 people in the room. This closing one-on-one. I'm like, yo, there's 10, we got 10 people over here. He goes, you're going to do that by yourself? And I'm like.
For those that don't know, we used to be in people's living room, doing presentations. Now we're doing podcasts, but
100%. 10 people in the room, we put in 8 people in the system on the spot.
Yeah. That guy.
But JD coming with me was the extra piece. Like, yo, JD goes to flow. They knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? That happened to be Chico's crib. Shout out to Chico.
Yo, Chico.
Shout out to Chico.
Fernando, right?
And Fernando también was there. Shout out to my brothers. Yo, love them. Here's what you don't know about that story, and then we're going to dive into you. I just have to give you your flowers at the beginning. There was a dude named Courtney, bro. And this is why there's a dude named Courtney from Chicago. And shout out to Official Family in Chicago. If any of y'all listen to y'all subscribe to it, love is love. We do an event in New York, and Courtney walks the stage. He gets recognized, and what he says is, shout out to Rod De La Rosa on that closing audio. If it wasn't for your audio, I wouldn't be here. I didn't know there was an audio. I didn't know there was a recording. That same kid, bro.
So y'all know our company used to put like audios and they will mail it. People will buy it to learn how to do what he was doing that day that I recorded and put it out for my people for free.
For free.
So I'm sorry for
So I'm here saying
piratero. It's in my blood.
So the crazy part is, one, JD's the first person to help me go viral on Sound. It was like 30,
SoundCloud, yeah.
It was SoundCloud, bro.
People were not even on SoundCloud.
They weren't even on SoundCloud at the time and got 30,000 hits, bro. On
that today
SoundCloud,
would be like
bro.
1 million views, believe it or not.
Facts.
We're talking about like 8 years ago.
Yeah, like it was crazy. I was like, yo, 30,000.
10 years ago.
10. Oh my God. Nah, it's been 10 years.
That's crazy.
That was 10 years ago. It was a decade ago.
Damn. We're getting old.
Full circle is, my condolences to Courtney. Rest in peace. What you don't know is that kid that walked that stage, I went and did an event in Chicago and he passed away. But that memory I served because of your recording. You feel me? Like, so those kind of things, but you just never know. JD.
Bro.
My brother, for those who don't know you, which is rare, who is JD Consuflo?
You'd be surprised. A lot of people don't know me. It's like people know of me. They know what they see online, but not a lot of people know me. And those that do, they're a blessing in my life because, I'm very selective. Just because I like to protect my energy, like I make everybody laugh, but not everybody makes me laugh. You know what I mean? It's like very few people get to have this type of relationship. So again, I'm honored to be here. And the fact about this guy, Corny?
Yeah, his name was Courtney.
Bro, I remember when that happened, and it was a very like emotional moment in the company because it's a young cat just like us. Like, I'm thankful for the company for allowing people like us to dream, because before that, honestly, like I was just partying and wasting time with my life. And it was the first time I got to meet millionaires, people like me that were out there doing the work. And Rob was one of them. And I'm over here like recording this generally for my team, but my page is public. People start spreading it around because it was that good, So I honestly believe that God works in a mysterious way, like they say, because it served a lot of people. I thought it was going to be for my team, but look how you just changed somebody's life. But to talk a little bit about me, my name is Joserny Disla. It don't get more Dominican than that. It's like, people be like, what your name means? And I'm like, bro, I don't even know. I asked my mom, she said, ask your dad. I asked my dad, he said, I heard a name that sounded similar and I told your mom to put you that one. I'm like, okay.
Jesus.
So,
we gotta do better.
So how you come together with the spelling then? If you just, my name is Jose. So I put the J-O, you in New York. So instead of Paul, it's going to be Joe, Joserny. Here I am. Hey, if you search my name, I'm the only human being with that name, just so you know.
Oh, my God,
you laugh,
bro.
but growing up, bro, I used to be like people always ask, yo, put it like this. the teacher going through the list. When I came to the United States at 11 years old, middle school, 6th grade, 7th grade actually, he's going through the list. And every time they'd be like, Raúl Díaz, Alberto de la Cruz.
¿Cómo?
Me. It's me. I knew my name was coming because I saw a pattern,
Right.
bro. And it's just like,
Right.
people made me feel like my name was weird. Funny enough, how God works, my name is unique. I'm special. I'm original. Nobody like me. It's a whole different vibe when you see yourself that way. So, you know, even though I criticize a lot of Dominicans for their weird combinations, I'm thankful because in today's era, it's like you get to appreciate things like that. It's like, I'm not weird, I'm different. You know, I have a different name, a very unique name. Like, if anything, that's special. You know, that's a world changer right there. So that's what I consider myself. And, you know, really thankful for my parents for bringing me to this earth, because that's another thing. I never spoke about this before. I'll give you this exclusive. I wanted to make a movie about this one day, which is why I didn't want to put it out so nobody steal it, make a movie and not give me credit. But this is my story. So if you decide, get inspired to make a movie about anything that I say right now, holla at me. We got a big platform. We could work something out. Yo, my mom came to the United States as an immigrant. And I know this is about me, but I got to talk about her because that's a part of me. So she came as an immigrant. In the 90s, Harlem, you know, it was crazy. So she came to stay with family members. And, you know, you seen the Balbuena movie. Any Dominicans out there, if you ever seen the Balbuena movie?
That was my shit.
Hey, this is our story, bro.
Right.
Sometimes people be doing things that you don't know, and now you're here, and you're like, oh, this is how you do it.
Right.
It's like a lot of people, U-turn right there. So she found out a lot of things she got exposed to a lot of things she didn't want to see, of course, but she was pregnant. She had no idea until she got here. So she finds out a few months, tells my dad, and of course, he's like, ¿Cómo así? What you mean? You left. Now you can have some doubts. It's like, is this even my kid? Because it's like, yo, you went to the US, like, what's up? But, you know, she eventually figured out she was pregnant. She was scared to go to a doctor because immigrant, you don't want to get sent back. I don't know what's going on today. Maybe I'm not like up to date, but I see a lot of like Dominicans come from DR and be doing podcast interviews, bragging that they're here, posting it everywhere. And to my understanding, back then, you'd be scared that anybody knew that you came from DR because they would send you right back. So it's like, it's a whole different dynamic when somebody in the 90s and the 80s will come, because like they'll like work their ass off, be hiding. Nobody really knew it was here, like only the people in the community. So my mom was one of those that just fear to death to get help anywhere because she don't want to get sent back because she came illegally. She's legal now by the time U.S. government, she got home business, raised her kids. None of us are from the streets. So it's just like she did the right thing.
Right.
Thank God. But back then, bro, like she was just, you know, the island dream, the American dream, chasing that. And she came pregnant, went through something. I don't want to get in details, but, you know, she was sleeping in a couch in a family member's house and somebody came looking for money. At least what I know of the story. If my family is watching, maybe it's a remix to it. But what I know is somebody came looking for money. Old lady knocks at the door. My mom opens because there's an old lady that's knocking. Maybe she needs some help. Dominican. Al final del día, this is what we do. It's like we help each other out. When she opens the door, a few guys come inside. So the old lady was like
decoy.
Yep.
Like a setup.
Setup. And my mom opened the door. Then those guys came in asking for money. She don't know English. She's like, what are you talking about? Again, she's an immigrant, sleeping on the couch, working for free at the time. Then eventually she started getting paid, doing whatever she had to do, and being pregnant. When that happened, that caused her to have a miscarriage. Guess what? She calls her mother, which is my grandma, and she's like, you know, I don't know what to do. You know, I need to get it out of me because I'm in the toilet and there's parts coming out ever since this incident happened. You know, maybe a little too graphic for some of you, but I'm giving you the real story. And you know, just hearing that about my mom, like, it hit me differently. Come to find out, a few months, she takes a tea, I forgot the name of it, that makes you have an abortion because she already lost the baby. So she's just trying to get her stomach cleaned. so she can move on because, you know, like any woman that gone through a miscarriage know what I'm talking about. Bro, damn, I'm getting chills. I'm saying this. Funny enough, time passed by. A few weeks later, one of we call him uncle, but he was really a neighbor that they became really close, grew up together, type of thing. I know, like if you're Dominican, you got a lot of tios that they not even blood. They're not even blood. So there was this guy that he was really close to the family. And he's like, "Tú estás preñada todavía?" You know, he's like, "You're pregnant still." He's like, "What you mean? I just had a miscarriage." He's like, "No, tiene la barriga. You know, your belly's still there. Like, you gotta get checked." Bro, my mom was still pregnant. She had a miscarriage of somebody else that was in that belly along with me. Was it a girl? Was it a boy? I don't know.
Wow.
But I'm here, y'all. Funny enough, 7.5 months, rushed to the hospital because she felt this pain, gives birth, and they couldn't believe what they seen because I was like 2 to 4 pounds, something like that. And, you know, they know the whole story of the miscarriage because eventually she ended up going, and that's when she realized, you know, nothing would have happened if she went to the hospital. They still take care of you.
Right.
You just get a bill that you got to pay. But, you know, it's just crazy to me when I found out my story that I'm like, yo, I was a twin. Like, that hit me. And I'm like, I survived? You went through that and I survived? It's just like, when I found out about that, I started seeing myself like as somebody special, like an angel on earth, and just decided to just bring joy to people because I'm like, yo, a lot of people take life for granted. The fact we right here, right now, having this conversation, it's a blessing because I'm not even supposed to be here. That's how I used to think, you know, but now it's like, no, I'm supposed to be here. But deep down inside, it's like I have this battle where it's like, you know, like, I don't know why I'm here. Sometimes I wonder why people give me so much love and all of that, and everything that I do, it just comes back. But it's all because God wanted for me to be here. Out of all the sperms, yo, it was 2 of us still. I still had to compete with somebody else in that belly, and I made it. Sorry, little bro, little sister. I made it. I like to joke around with that, but in reality, something that, you know, I always wondered what would have been like the other half of me, you know? God blessed me with twins. And if you know anything about having twins, that doesn't depend on the man. Most likely it's on the woman. So it's just like, I got so many things to look in life. Before we had the twins, we had a miscarriage and there was twins. A year before that, exactly 12 months. My wife didn't get pregnant until like 12 months after we kept trying. We were shooting in the gym. It wasn't working. And I'm just like frustrated, trying to make her happy because she wanted to have kids. I thought I had more time. So I'm just like trying to make her happy because I saw her suffering, go through something that I didn't even know how to be there for her. So I'm like, the only thing I could do is just do it again. And you know, we kept doing our thing. Got our twins. Now got our little guy. And finally, getting blessed with a baby girl. And I always wanted a baby girl. I love my guys. My little boys have teach me so much as a man that we get in details later because I want to wrap it up with this. That little girl means a lot to me. A lot of people probably didn't understand my frustration if you've seen any of my gender reveals prior, even though it's like after a little bit, I got over it because like I'm glad I'm having a kid. I just always wanted a baby girl because I felt like that was an excuse for a man to be vulnerable, show his feelings without being judged in society. That's what I was exposed to. And I wanted to let that out for so long. So I just wanted to have a girl first. Ended up having boys. Have to be more tough, but learn how to also bring that side out. And it wasn't until I got baptized. My girl got pregnant recently, and then I'm getting closer to God, give my life to God, and just say, yo, I'm your son. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for all the blessings that I didn't appreciate when I was younger. Boom, bro. Like 3 days later, get the news. It's a girl. Bro, the excitement in me, it was insane. If y'all see my social media, you're going to see. I was genuinely happy because it's just like, I prayed for this. I dreamed of this. But funny how God works. He molded me. He worked through me, make sure I'll be vulnerable enough, not be affected by my past. By the time this girl comes, I could be that man that she needs in her life to inspire and show her that love exists, you know, protect her. That's something really close to me because I know so many women that be molested as a child. They get played by the guy. I was one of those guys that played girls when I was younger, but it's just because I was so confused. No man ever really... I cannot say no man, but there was not much guidance on how to live, how to love, how to be a man for real. Not like a goofy guy. And I look forward to raising that girl and just show her that, love exists. Real good men that protect you, provide, exists. And you just blessed enough that I'm that guy for you, and prayed enough one man is gonna be lucky because I'm gonna mold you into the woman I dream of having one day because of the way my mom was, is the way my sisters are. It's like, I look forward to raising a girl because I have so many amazing examples and I just couldn't wait for this day. So yeah, man, JD Guns the Flow. You got a little bit of real Joserni. A lot of people don't know my story. I never spoke about that publicly. Actually, at private events that we had in the company that we was on, because it meant so much to me. But if there's anybody that deserves to have that, it's this guy right here. So I said a lot, Rob, so I don't know where you want to go from here.
My man. Yo, JD, thank you, bro. So many things there, bro. It's so, first and foremost, I never know that story. Like, you might have said it, I never knew that story.
I said that at a training event in like Colorado, like in a state nobody knew me, because I would never want somebody to steal this story because it means so much to me. But I'm in a place where it's like I want the world to heal. And I realize some of us have so many common patterns. Our parents went through so much at that era that unconsciously did things that affected us today. And I feel like when you don't know your history, they say you repeat it. Right. It's just like, yo, once I learned about my story, I appreciated myself a lot more. I got to love myself a lot more, respect myself in ways that I never thought. And most importantly, now as a parent, it hits me different because I appreciate my mom so much. Bro, my dad built a house for us in the ER. Try to buy a house now. I got 3 kids. I can't even do what this man did. So it's like, who am I judging this man? You know what I mean? It brought so many things into perspective. My stepdad plays sports with me after work every time. I be home all day because I work from home, and sometimes my kids want to play, and it bothers me sometimes. And then I got to check myself. I'm like, yo, you had a stepdad that was out there playing basketball with you in the court when it was cold because we lived in New York. Now you're in Florida. You could go to the parks every single day in December. 2 days ago, I was with them, freezing out here. We're in the park over there. She's just like, my past, appreciating my past, looking at it from a different lens now as a man, as an adult, and honoring the people that paved the way. I feel like it makes me a better human, and I feel like if we have more conversations like this, so many other people could show more love to the people that made sacrifices. Your mom probably made sacrifices that you don't even know. Your dad probably made sacrifices you don't even know. And it's just one conversation away, but having the right conversation and coming from a place of like, yo, I appreciate you. We do it to our friends.
Right.
But how many times do we do it to our family?
That's real, bro. You gave so much there, bro. I love where this is going already, bro. Here's why. So for starters, my name is Rovil de la Rosa. Rovil. R-O from Rosa. V-I-L-L from Renville, which is my mom's last
Look
name.
at that.
And it's Roville.
Yeah.
So in class, De La Cruz, Jonathan. Me. Yo, bro, like I was like, yo, I live that life, bro.
So you get it.
I get it. That's me. Oh, I would do the.
I just found out his name like, what, 2 months ago?
100%. Nigga was like, yo, who the fuck? So I lived that life as well. And this is what I think for anyone. See, we grew up in that era. It was like I was somewhat hiding my identity, who I really was, to be accepted in a room of people. Truthfully, I just didn't want to fight people because it annoyed me so damn much. And Rob was easier. You get what I'm saying? But luckily, I had 2 people in the picture to always big me. You got a beautiful name. You got a beautiful name. And now people might say, yo, I actually like that name, opposed to Rob. Do what you want. Call me what you want.
I got you saved by your government.
Let's do it.
This is like.
Here's what was huge for me in that story. Doing that research, right? Like finding out this story. Where were you in your life that you wanted to find out? Like, what made you go, mom or dad, or like, what do I not know?
Yeah. So about my name, I always wondered, but I never really asked. When you grew up in a Dominican household, or maybe most Latinos, but I say Dominican because this is what I know. Normally, you don't have conversation with your parents. You're not allowed. until a certain age. And then that certain age comes, but now you don't want to have conversations with them because you moved on in life. So, thankfully, I've been really wise since little and I was curious. So when I joined the business we was a part of and they were marketing, there was a lot of personal development. And I went to every single event. But lucky enough, I got blessed to be mentored by Dave and Yvette Ulloa, that they were beyond focusing on money. They really like to focus on your well-being, your past healing. And when they started that process with me and a few other people, man, I've been a part of their trainings like to this day. Like I look forward to my kids going to their events and learning about, just getting to know yourself and healing relationship. So at one of those events, I was 21. And I remember somebody complaining about their stepfather. And when that person complained about their stepfather and I'm in the room, they were having a breakthrough because their stepfather was bad. They'll beat them up, beat up their mom, really mean guy. And it hit me. I'm like, hold up, I got a stepdad, but he's not mean. He's not bad. He's the complete opposite. Loves my mom. He's not perfect, but he plays with me, does whatever he can, buy me sneakers, made me earn things, told me about the stories, the things that he did growing up so I don't repeat them. Like, I really was sent an angel to take care of me. Meanwhile, I'm complaining about the fact I don't have my dad with me. My dad is in DR. Why my mom left my dad? Why we moved over here? We living in an apartment. I'm sleeping in a sofa bed with my sister while she's renting another room. While she's renting another room, we should be in that room. My mom couldn't even afford rent. You know what I mean? So she's doing the sacrifices she can. Like, I had to share the closet in the living room with my sister. So this is why this is so special. We in the living room. This was my room, baby. Growing up in a sofa bed my first year and a half, and we have family members that came from the ER. My mom would be the one to help them out all the time, to the point that she would sometimes put a second. Just, my mom loves helping. But at some point, she's like, yo, I gotta get my kids more comfortable now that I can actually afford to pay for this whole thing by myself. And little by little, kicked out the people that were renting the room. Then I remember an aunt used to live with us. Then she's like, hey, my kids, they need their privacy now. And those little sacrifices, when I replayed the story again of things that I had seen and lived from a different lens, that's when it hit me. Like, I want to know more, because I've been complaining my whole life like this guy is, but he had a bad person, a bad example. I haven't, other than that what I thought at the time, my dad. Once I find out once I replay all those things, I decided to have a conversation with my mom, but over the surface. I get to succeed in the company, year and a half, I believe, or 2.5 years. I became a trainer in the company, made 6 figures in the time I had been in the company. But no matter what I did, I always kept bouncing back. Made this much money this year, I go back to making a low amount. All these little things that I always end up going back into always pain and confused. And now I'm a trainer. So I'm like, how I'm gonna be on stage talking to people, leading people into this is the way, with all these things inside that are still not clear, even though I've been to a lot of events, even though I'm getting mentor and learning about healing. So I remember when I did my first training, killed it. Second event, I had a conversation with my mom because I was proud of what I did, but I felt like I didn't know who I was. But yet I was on stage telling people where to go, what to do, and this is who I am. I didn't know who I was. So that conversation after that first training event that I did changed the game for me, because every training I did afterwards, I'll bring up the story of how I was born as a closing event to help people appreciate their life, to not give up, how we are all winners already. Because if you're watching this video right now, you are that sperm out of thousands, I don't know the number, that won that race. We're here. There's no need to be sad, depressed, mad at the world, because you've been blessed to breathe again, to see. And you're watching this right now and you probably could relate to some of the things that we're saying. Stop wasting time. That's what happened to me. I got tired of wasting time and going back. I just wanted to move forward because I understood if I want success, all these things were weighing me down and I wanted to take off. Shit, I still want to take off. So I'm in a stage now that even though I'm not in the industry, I'm applying and, having self-reflection of what is it? And whatever I'm lacking, whoever I'm not appreciating, showing love, I'm going back and like closing that chapter of my life, healing that, so I could be able to just get where I need to be in life. Because to be honest, this is what I think. Everybody's trying to figure out life. No, there's no perfect way. Nobody has arrived. When you arrive is when you die. See you in heaven, my boy. In the meantime, we're all here trying to figure it out. So it wasn't until I saw things that way that I'm like, you know what? Instead of trying to get to know people, learn so much from other people, let me get to know myself. Let me learn from my mistakes. Let me learn from my past. Because I have my dad's DNA. Whatever mistakes he makes, most likely I'll make them because I think like him. Even if I don't want to, it's in my DNA. However my mom thinks, habits, is in my DNA. Even if they healed them now, when they had me, it wasn't it. So I got to work on those things now. And by having kids, believe it or not, made me be more serious about that in private. Because I noticed the anger that I had at a certain age, my little one that is only 3 years old at the time has it. I'm like, how? Because I haven't blown up in his face. Not yet. And I'm like, I saw so many patterns in my boys. And I'm like, yo, God, I see what you sent me, man. I need to be a better man. Start working on that. But then other things always happen. And I feel like we constantly adjusting. So there's no better person than yourself. Spend time in private. Talk to yourself. Allow God in your life. If you believe in that, that's what I believe. And just connect with yourself and your past and your roots and forgive, let go, and let God. I think that's the most beautiful part about a human being, to learn about themselves, learn their story, and bless other people that can relate with what you've been through. So I said a lot of things, but I answered your question, I hope. Sorry, I've never been able to express this in English, so I'm translating as I'm speaking. It makes it longer. Because in Spanish, I would have...
Nah, this was, you know what, it was perfect, bro, because there's so much. First and foremost, if you're not paying attention, I don't know what matters, right? Like this is another time, the second time today, I'm lost for words, bro, of everything that you've given me. And that doesn't happen to me, bro. It does not happen to me. But this is why it's so compelling, bro. I remember, if what everyone knows JD for is his humor, right? This guy's, before we started, look at his following, the guy, impersonations. Before that, 2005, what is that? YouTube?
That was my first video uploaded in 2005.
Blew like humor and making.
For the record, first Dominican video that went viral, Watagata Beats Berry, before any artist, before any influencer. That was not a thing. Before any YouTuber, I was out there doing it already. I just never been the type to claim titles. I don't like, because I'm like, all right, you was the pioneer. Cool, where you at now? That's my mentality. So I just keep working. But people giving my flowers, some others don't, but I don't care anyways. But since we're doing the things, people search these things, you're going to see. If you search my name, JD Con Su Flow, or just any of these, like, you're going to see videos when, bro, I didn't even have this tiny mustache that I have right now. Cantinfla. Look it up, you're going to see. Same face, more ojeras, same guy, just more mature now and in the living room.
So I wanted to say, to echo that, is, where did JD find humor and laughter in the midst of all this commotion and this pain that someone's going on in his upbringing?
I'm Dominican.
You gotta make fun of the shit you go through.
I'm like, yo, you asked me that question first time that I think about it, and it's just like, yo, there's no other, I'm Dominican. It's like, that's what we do. Like, bro, yo, Dominican Republic doesn't take anything serious, bro. Somebody dies and look for bro, they do a party like in honor of that person to celebrate at the funeral, cracking jokes. We always find a way to just make people laugh. It's what we do, because honestly, we got no other choice when you think about it. Growing up in the art, yo, crazy story. Growing up in the art, and this is why I'm so thankful for the company we was on. Regardless of how things ended, I learned so much, man. I remember my mentors took us to an event to buy food for family in need around Thanksgiving. And we were in Texas, and we just had to, they gave us a budget of things from their money. This group has $50, $100, or whatever. You gotta find a way to just buy as many things as possible for several families, not just one. So start going different directions with our group. Excuse me. And I had some close friends as well, people that became family throughout the company that were in another group. And as they're buying things, I see this friend of mine, Carmencho, she was crying. And she was holding this little box. I forgot what it was. I wish I could remember. Maybe it was like harina or something. Something that's homemade, you know, that people with humble beginnings could only afford. And then, of course, some plátanos and stuff. And when she was crying, I was like, this is the first time I see her cry. Why she's so emotional? I asked her, and she's like, it's so crazy. I remember my mom buying this for us to eat, and I didn't even realize why you get this. Because rinde pa más gente. You know, it's enough for more people. And I'm just like, whoa. When I saw her and I heard that, I'm like, bro, my grandma used to make plátanos, yuca, like every night. Lunch, breakfast.
Dinner.
This is the rule. Plátano in the morning, guineíto. Middle of the day, you could have it as a mangú if you want, or you could just have it like, you know, por la mitad, halfway, boom, boom. Si se fue la luz, it's no mangú, man. It's like, yo, it's gonna be la mitad. She's gonna chop it up and whatever. Everybody, if you want to do mangú, you do it yourself with a fork. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yo, I didn't even realize we were poor. It's like, my family did such an amazing job hustling, not labeling things, that I didn't even realize I was poor. And I'm so ahead in life, I didn't even realize I was poor. Like, that hit me. Because if you don't know your past, you end up repeating it. So I had a thought tear, you know, like I didn't cry like her right there, but I just kept thinking about that in the back of the bus. I'm just like, because it's just like, wow. Now I'm helping families in that same situation. Mm. But yet I didn't even know I was one of them not too long ago. Mm. If it wasn't for this company, if it wasn't for my mentors, I wouldn't have had those thoughts, you know? And I feel like it's so important. So being Dominican, what we do, if somebody comes over our house, just so you know, especially if you go to El Campo. I grew up in La Capital. That's like Santo Domingo City. But if you go to El Campo, if you family or you a neighbor and you came to visit, it could be 11 o'clock at night. They'll give you their food. If they having dinner with their family, they'll be like the little kid, go to the kitchen and then from their plate, take other people's plate and give you a plate that's fuller than theirs to make sure you eat. You probably have the money to buy your own food. You probably ate. They don't care. They're going to hit you with that and a coffee. So you can wake up, do whatever you got to do so you don't crash when you're on the road because they know you got another destination to go. Like, I'm Dominican. That's just what we do. We love people. We make them forget about their problems because life be so hard to us that it's like we got no time to like be sentimental about it, which is good and bad.
Right.
So here where I come to try to heal that part that never acknowledged the pain, the struggles, so I could be more balanced because I feel like it's important to be emotional. To this day, I have a hard time crying in front of people. People like it because it's like, it shows vulnerability. You're a real man. But it's like, it's not that I don't want to. I just been programmed this way. So as I'm sharing with you, I'm trying to allow that to happen. But sometimes it doesn't. And that's okay too. You know what I mean? All I know is that my kids, bro, they're Dominican, right? Cuban, Dominican. But they're going to be such a healed version of us that's what I look forward to because they would, bro, we don't cut down the plátano. We don't eat plátano 3 times a day. It was dope when I did it and I liked it. And it's like the best memories, but we don't do that at home. Then again, thanks to God and all the blessings. But how many people out there right now, you know that they're still their situation. Right. Even though your parents came from the same place, your parents probably got a little better, but some people are still struggling, right. So.
That's real. Bro, so this is crazy because you've always had an outreach early. Like you made that video thinking about
2009, it went viral. 7 million views by 2010.
What was that? Okay, what did that do for you? Did that give you identity to say, yo, I should do comedy some way? Skits is my thing. Because now, here's what I do love most, and I'm gonna give you your flowers for. I see you completely shelf JD Con Su Flow.
Yeah.
6
years.
6 years, you made no content about making anybody laugh, impersonation, skits, advertising. Mark,
that's crazy.
Completely shelved it, right? And then, when you decide to pick it back up, message, there are gonna be people that only favor you when you can make them $1. You gotta know, respectfully, right? when someone's a stakeholder. Some people are qualified to give you advice on business, but not qualified to give you advice on your journey and your dream, right? So to see you pick it back up, to have the strength to say, yo, ¿cuántos años?
It's like that Titanic lady. It was 84 years ago.
Right. So then go, yo, let me go pick up what I know how to do. How was that difficult for you, or did it feel like this is something I've always was doing?
No, definitely difficult. It's not something I was thinking of doing. To begin with, I didn't go online back in the day to try to be viral, try to be famous. My mom wouldn't let me go outside. I grew up in the Bronx. Hunts Point, if anybody knows, to this day. I think it's worse now than back then. I grew up in Hunts Point for like the first 2 years, and my mom was like, no way.
Right.
And look for ways to rent a house, to then eventually try to buy a house. And my mom is my biggest inspiration because she done all the sacrifices, along with my stepdad, because I also believe, like, if you don't have a partner, it's kind of hard to do this thing on your own, you know? And it's insane because, bro, I grew up in Hunts Point. The things that I seen, I don't even want to get into it, but back in my era, there was a lot of gangs and a lot of things. And I was cool with the gang members because I was funny. So in a way, they protect you because now they like you. You're part of the neighborhood. And I just always had it in me. Where did it start? I don't know. I have my uncle who's hilarious and you know, I have a lot of family members, but nobody ever decided to chase a career in music and comedy. I'm the one. I'm the one. So to go back to that, it's like, I was not chasing fame. I was just having fun. My mom wouldn't let me go outside because when she noticed the environment and I was becoming cool with certain people, she's like, I don't want that for my son. She already had history with her family, what she went through when she was about to give birth. She's just like, I want to keep him away from anything of that because aquí los muchachos se pierden. That's the famous line. Kids, once they come from DR to the US, they get lost. And she didn't want that for me. So she kept me home 24/7. She would be working, but didn't have babysitters back then. Desde que tú llegues a la casa, as soon as you get home, call me. When you walk out of the school, put a coin down my number, call me. Like every move.
Right.
If you don't know about the coins, 25 cents, yeah, man, I'm telling you, it was different. We didn't have phones. You just had to get home. And I knew I had to get home. I'm not.
Right.
You know what happens next. But that, my mom having a computer in the living room, just made me curious. And when YouTube came out, started watching videos. Then I searched how to record videos. Then I searched how to edit videos. Then I searched how to record music because I was attracted to music instead of comedy. I do comedy not because it's my dream. I feel like it comes out so natural, so easy that I do it. And the fact I can make it a living, I enjoy it, which is why I haven't done stand-up yet because it's just like, I didn't dream of like being funny. I don't think I'm funny. I'm just a funny person. Like if you hang out with me, you're gonna find me funny, but I cannot tell you jokes. It's not me.
Right.
But I started doing music, bro. And with music, I became popular. Had a song go viral. I was offered an opportunity to get more exposure right after Watagatapitus Berry. So what happened is the song went viral. I was putting music before that as well. But that song went viral and it was not mine, but people thought it was mine because I was already making music and the video was so funny. Then now people are reaching out. So I'm like, oh no, this song is this guy's. They were upcoming local artists from DR. In Sensato del Patio, they were here from New York. Nobody really, they were local. Dominican kid from, growing up in New York, attached to his roots. I'll make them famous. Next thing you know, they get signed by Pitbull. Where I'm at, my mom's house.
That's crazy.
So I'm like, if I could make somebody's song go viral, I could continue to make my own thing. And I did. I recorded La Porcina. It was like a pandemic kind of thing 10 years ago with everybody was wearing masks. And I made a song that said, why se me pegó la porcina? Achoo, achoo.
Oh,
bro.
I remember that song.
And it went viral. Next thing you know, the managers of Sensata at the time were trying to negotiate with me to see if they could take you to high schools and tour and this. So when I bring my mom to the studio in Brooklyn, she's like, usted va a terminar la escuela. When you're done with college, you do whatever you want. So this is my last year of high school, and I remember telling my mom, like, yeah, I'm not gonna go to college. This is my dream. I always wanted to be an artist. So I stayed away from music. I'm still home. I'm not making music anymore. Even though I'm 16, my mom doesn't let me go out. I don't get to go to parties. Yo, there will be a team bash party, bro. My
Hold up.
boys get there at 12 o'clock and I'll be leaving because I was the first one at the door at 8 o'clock. Bro, you remember them days? High school days. It's like nobody will be there early. Only Lo Palomo, and I was one of them, bro. So my mom been so strict, kept me away from so many things to protect me. That allowed me to bump into comedy, and I did it. You know, since the whole music thing, she was not gonna let me sign that deal. She had to sign, go to college, try BCC for a few semesters, and every time I'm in class, I'm like, yo, I don't belong here, bro. Nothing against college, because to be honest, if my kids want to go to college, go ahead, do your thing. My sister graduated, my girl too. My mom is a professional, which is why she's like,
right.
But it was never my thing. I really like enjoy just entertainment. So to this day, I don't know if I might end up doing stand-up. I don't know if I might end up doing movies. I'm not gonna go back to music. Got to know the industry a little bit more, so it's no longer fun for me. But I'm definitely gonna add value through whatever I do, and currently it's through comedy. But now I'm gonna bring more, you know, this inner me, Giuserni, to the table so people could enjoy it and have conversations like this, you know, online and with others.
Nah, you know what I love about the story is, I think that's a message right
And
there.
I'm sorry, I feel like I take a lot of time answering a lot of questions, but I just have so much to say. It's my first time in English, so I'm sorry.
Nah, you good, bro. Like, don't even apologize, brother. Substance. This is why I get greedy, bro. Like,
I wish you could talk more. I want to know about you. I'm gonna do my podcast and invite
there you go, bro. There you go. Invite me on. And look how when I mean full circle. Like, we say things as in a joking matter. The time where I stopped recording, I come to Florida and I'm like, yo, JD, I'm about to start recording again. I got to buy everything by myself. And JD, bro, I walk the artist, bro, the creative of you. I'm like, yo, bro, I seen you posting some stuff on your gram, bro. Like your own pie where you started.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that shit is fire. Like, bro, it's right here. I'm like, where?
My garage.
His garage, bro. I said, you gotta be kidding me. Opens up a garage. I put this up right here, bro. I got the PS2, right? PS5. You want to hit the thumb? Like,
a dead frog.
that's facts. And the baby's like,
Hey, I got it out, by the way.
yo, facts. Yo, that right there was the moment of like, it was the first moment like you gave me so much, you poured so much belief that I can pick up a camera.
All you need is a little corner. Be resourceful, man.
Bro, it was like, word, I could do that. And then boom, the chips lay. Then I hit up narrative and it's like, yo, oh look. I don't know if you remember, I showed you one of his videos
we
first.
need narrative on a podcast.
Oh,
hey,
yeah, that's
if
coming.
anybody sees this, would you like to see the guy behind this besides Rob? Because I met him today, cool guy, and the fact how he just pays attention to detail, take care of my man. To me, I respect that and honor that because besides being a producer, this is what you're being right now, not a lot of men have that. You know what I mean? Looking out for each other, and I love that. And I'm like, yo, I hope you guys make it to the top together. I know you'll make it to the top together and bring more people with you because you too, God, man.
Bro, it's a duo.
Imagine like two more of you. Shit, if I didn't live in Florida, man, I'll be out here, bro.
Yo,
Like,
bro.
yo, I love it.
Love and salute, bro. Honestly, and it's grateful, bro. Blessed. That narrative episode is on its way. That right there is that's the one.
I wanna know about you,
no,
man.
facts.
Yeah.
And look how it started. It happened because, damn, now we got to get there, right? Narrative was the first story I wanted to start with, bro.
Wow.
Look at that. We recorded, and it was one day of helping, and that's just that, like being not wanting help from anybody. And he was somebody that was always watching, but the dominoes of listening to you and knowing you a person that are so talented, right? Where not doing something for 6 years, this is what I was getting to, being able to pick it back up and then soar, still go viral. Bro, how the fuck do you look like everybody, my nigga? Like, at the thing that, bro, it's different. Like,
Bro,
what made you decide?
If I take, if I decide to like take this off, gain some weight, if I had beer, but God is like playing games with me, I probably look like you, bro. It's like, I look like, yo, I don't know what it is. I wish I could tell you. People be like, how you do it? How you look like? I'm like, I don't even try. To be honest, I look at certain features like eyebrows, major key, nose, and lips. So if you're Dominican, most likely we got similar lips. Most likely we got similar plátano nose. So it's just like I look for like the people that I imitate most likely are Dominicans or Boricuas, in the Caribbean. And like, I look at people, and every time I look at somebody, I'm like, yo, he looks like so-and-so. Always. I cannot shut that off. So I started realizing that. So when I see people, I'm like, got my nose. Boom. Next thing you know, I decided to try it. The first person I started with was Anuel. I'm like, what was his feature? La Pollinita. He had the bangs. If you don't know Anuel, he's like a trap artist from PR.
Huge.
So yeah, so he always had like a bang, and he always doing like this every time, every interview, and then laughing like this. So I look at that. I always look at like two things people have, and boom, I do that. So now to you, I look like them, but it's not. It's an illusion. When Rob, what he does on his podcast, look at Rob. I take off my hat, and he's like, wow, you left me with words. Like, and that right there is so powerful. You know, JD? So it's like, I pick on patterns quickly, man. And people call me like imitator. I don't consider myself one. I'm just like a goofy guy that's just having fun, you know, because I could be doing what Julio Zavala did, which is like he imitated, I don't know how many people. This show sold out arenas, man, like worldwide, like as a Latino, that's huge. Back in his time. Me, I'm over here doing it in the internet. I could be taking this more serious. Then again, it's not my passion. I'm having fun with it. I'm still trying to figure out myself. Like, just being honest with you, it's like, I do that comedy and make you guys laugh with that, but it's not like it makes me laugh all the way, you know? And that's what I'm realizing as I get older. I'm like, I'm gonna be 31 Saturday, December 16. I don't know when this is gonna air, but if you see this before then, wish me happy birthday. Don't be mean. But yeah, so it's like, I'm gonna be 31, and now having kids, I don't have that kind of time to like put makeup all the time. Want to buy a wig. Like, I'm tired of dressing up. I feel like I'm tired of pretending somebody I'm not. So if I do end up sticking to the comedy 100%, I want to bring myself out more, which is why I consider stand-up, because it's a way for you to do it. We spoke about this.
Sure.
But I don't even know if that's what I really want. It's crazy. Almost 1 million followers. Dad of 3, about to be 4. Amazing relationship. Provide for my family. But I don't even know what I want. But I'm figuring it out. Give my life to Christ and just focusing on things that bring me joy. I want to be the best that I can be, then everything else. You know? I understand we need money, we need this, we need that, but think about it. You see baseball players, their family don't come from much, yet they become successful. So do you really need money? Or is there something else deeper that matters more than the finances at this time that your child, it's a baby, becomes a teenager? And that's just how I see it. Because if I want to become a billionaire and God allows me to live a little longer, I know I could do it at any age. But right now, I'm not willing to sacrifice the time I dedicate to my kids to just be number one in the world. And then at home, who's taking care of my kids? You know how many artists I see that go worldwide doing tours, but they got to work on the holidays, Christmas. And it's amazing. You get a few millions, but your kid is not looking at the superstar that thousands of people are clapping for. They're just wishing you was home in your PJs, watching a movie with them, putting them to sleep, picking them up from school, taking them to school. So I'm like, if what I want takes me away from that, I don't want it. I might be wrong. I might be broke for a long time, baby. But my kids come first. And to me, I want to make enough where I could provide for them, but that I could also spend time for them, which is why I've been my own boss for the last 10 years. Thank God. I don't recommend that to nobody. It's not easy out here. But if you got the balls, baby, your kids will thank you for that. Because honestly, I'm thankful my mom worked her ass off. But I remember there were nights in middle school, my mom would get home at 11 o'clock at night during tax season, because that's where she worked. And I genuinely wanted my mom to just be home, you know? Then, looking back, I realized she was working her ass off to buy us Christmas toys. That's the highest season for her. So, learn from your parents and become a better version. If anything, I think I'm doing an amazing job becoming the best version of both of them. And I couldn't be any more grateful now, because I know, like, by the time my kids grow up, bro, they're going to look back at their dad, and it's just like, I wasn't number one in the world, maybe. Maybe I never get to be number one in the world in comedy, but I'll be the best fucking dad they ever know.
Yo, bro, you know why I know this man. I know this man, and I know if it went over your head and he said things like, you know, I can maybe go be a millionaire, maybe not, or whatever the case is. And for some of you, it might have came across like it's made it sound easy. Let me just say this, because he probably not going to talk about his money. Yeah, if that boy wanted to be a millionaire, he could. Documented himself on a race where he proved that to himself, that if he wanted to, he could. So he's really deciding to say, this comes first. My question is, do you feel like the lack of having your dad growing up gives you this identity now since you're a father?
100%. And it's crazy because to talk about my dad, so to make it make sense, my dad raised me until 11 years old. When I was living in DR, he would always come by, drop a few dollars, well, thousands of pesos back then. Like, my dad had money, I can't complain, but he was always working. And as a kid, I got everything I ever wanted in a way. And, growing up in a broken home, because it's not like he was with my mom, but he still showed a way to provide, put me in the schools where his kids went to school. My dad has like 16 kids last time I counted. Yeah.
Deep.
So,
Yeah.
Growing up, I used to joke about that. And it's just like, in a way, he always pushed me like, I don't want to be like that. I'm not going to be that, man. I'm not going to be the guy that has so many kids. Can't even take the time to provide to one. Yo, Nick Cannon, if you're watching this, kid, chill out, bro. But the point is that, as a teenager, you don't understand that your parents are not together. You don't understand that your dads are working their ass off. And they also not having these conversations with you, or at least with me. You barely get to have any type of conversations. And if you do, they're like coming at you for doing something wrong. So as a man, looking back, understanding that, it made me realize that growing up, I built this hate and resentment towards my biological father. And I felt good for having a stepdad, but I still felt in pain. I didn't have my biological dad. So what is safe to say that I wouldn't repeat the same thing with my kids? When I realized, when being with my girl after we have kids, you don't know how many times I wanted her to leave the house. I'm like, I'm done. I'm exhausted. I feel unappreciated. I'm mad. And let me find an excuse to do X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, I'm like, hold on. 2 people got together and had kids. They didn't get along. They moved on, but the men still provide. Yeah, he only showed up for like 15 minutes in your life. But what if that's the only 15 minutes he had before he had to go to the other kids and deliver some money to and go back to work? It wasn't social media. He had a job. My dad was a cop in DR. Like, then he left that. He had businesses, entrepreneur like me. Like, this is who I am. This is who I decided to be. And I noticed when we were in the company that I was heading that direction. So what is it to say I wouldn't repeat the same mistakes if I didn't get my stuff together and forgive and let go? I've been trying to let go for a long time, years in the works. And I always thought that I let go and I forgave. There was this little thing still like, nah, but he should be reaching out to me. He should say Happy Father's Day, because I said Happy Father's Day to him and he all said, thank you. Like, that's all he said. I'm waiting for my Happy Father's Day back because I just became a dad. And all those things hurt me. But it's just, my dad doesn't know how to express himself because God knows what his father put him through. And unconsciously, so from what I know, and I'm sharing this because I asked him if I'm allowed to share some things because I want people to understand. And from what I know, his father died and they were beefing. So his father died and they were enemies. He left his house when he was 13 or something like that. His father supposedly told him, like, you're not going to amount to shit. You're not going to be somebody if you leave this house. Like, putting that fear that Hispanics try to put to try to motivate you, to try to make you not leave. Well, my dad is a competitor like me. So he's like, all right, watch me. Went out there, became successful in a lot of things. My dad is a lawyer now. He went back to school at 50-something years old. He's a lawyer now in DR, but he always find a way to renovate himself and just like provide. So looking at life now, I'm not motivated to go to college, my boy.
At all.
To be a lawyer, 8 years of my life, for what? But funny enough, I wanted to be a lawyer as a kid. But I'm like, you got to read so much. I hate reading, so wanted to be a cop because my dad was a cop. It's just like, he had like furniture stores. He has property, real estate. Like, that man, bro, he hustles for his kids to this day that he has kids that are like 30-something years old, 40-something years old. And he still... And to me, that's crazy, you know, growing up here. But I get to appreciate that and realize like, yo, he ran away because of this. This happened. He's a little boy that ran away from his house. Even though he's 66 today or 65, that boy is still 13 years old. The best part about it, this 30-year-old is bringing that 13-year-old and showing him the way. I feel like I'm raising my dad in an emotional way because he did all and everything else financially. My stepdad was there with the time and finances and showing what a family's supposed to be like together. It's like, I realized one day, Rob, that I'm like, I've been complaining my whole life for not growing up with my dad. I didn't realize I have a stepdad. Then I get to appreciate my stepdad, but I didn't realize my dad was still there. I'm neglecting everything that he did do for 11 years. If he didn't do anything else after, I get it, but he did something for 11 years. And as a man, from man to man, you have to honor that. I feel like that's what God put in my heart when I was showering one day and just reflecting, listening to worship music. And I started crying because as a man today, bro, Father's Day just passed. And I don't know about y'all, but I felt like it was like the most quiet Father's Day I ever seen in these years. And as a father of 3, that kind of hurt. Then I get it. Pandemic came. People are going through things. But yo, a post, some words. How many specials they put for women for Mother's Day? And man is just like, bro, like they don't even care about us. It feels like that. I'm not saying it's like that. It's what it felt like. So going through that this year in particular, I'm like, yo, that's not going to change unless I do something. And I got to start with my pops. Because when was the last time I wished him Father's Day genuinely out of me? Without my mom telling me, hey, wish your dad a happy Father's Day. Hey, wish your dad a happy birthday. Because she will always do it. But at some point, I shut that down because I'm like, he don't deserve my love. I'm over here getting hurt every time I'm going to him because he's not giving it back to me. Because he doesn't show it the way that I show it. And that's where the 5 love languages come into play. It's an amazing book you guys should look into. It can help you realize that some people have not been neglecting you. They've just been showing you love in a different way. My grandma doesn't say, I love you. She's starting to now. But her way is by cooking for you. Offering you coffee. Making sure whatever you need, she's attending to you. Because that's how she was raised. And if you think about the time she was raised, how they had women back then. What kind of husband she had. You're expected to be in the house kicking, cleaning, cooking. So all that could traumatize you, but in a way builds you to be who you are today. But now that's your way of showing love. Even if you didn't want to, you're accustomed to that. I cannot expect my grandma to change, and I'm fine with that. Everything changed when I took her to Mexico when we were a part of that company. I take my grandma to an all-inclusive 4-diamond resort, paid for by me because I had earned that trip for all the hard work I had done in the company, and I could bring a guest. And I'm like, before I could bring any girlfriend or whatever, I was in a stage where it's like I want to appreciate my mom. My mom couldn't go, so I'm like, my grandma. Best thing that I ever did, because that's when I study and learn about my grandmother. Bro, she don't need to cook anymore. She didn't know how to relax.
Right. It's all inclusive.
So she's like,
no, mamá, no.
And she's like, and she's talking to people, and then she's like, toma, te trajo un plato de comida. Like, she still did her thing. She didn't cook it, but she went to look for it and make sure I ate. So I'm like, this is how she shows her affection. This is how she says, I love you. Yo, Rob, I feel like if we understood that, there's so many relationships that probably would have had ended. So that's what happened with me. I love my girl, but, you know, she Cuban, I'm Dominican. We crash a lot.
Facts.
But I broke up with every other relationship I ever had. What's the difference? I need to learn about myself, and instead of expecting my partner to change so much about them, I need to take the step first. And that's where all this work that I have learned throughout the years came in play and led me to forgiving my dad, loving on my dad, that right now we have the best relationship we ever had, because his way of showing love is through buying things. I buy a lot of things for my kids, providing. So I could say my dad didn't raise me, he was always working, or I could say if my dad had 15 minutes, he came by to make sure if I needed anything, it was there. I had the best sneakers. I had the best piano. If I say I want to play piano, he put me in a piano class. So it's like, isn't that love? My stepdad, dedicating time, making sure, be vulnerable enough as a man. My stepdad cooks, cleans. Bro, as a Dominican, I don't know, man, but we don't really do that. So to see a man from another culture take care of my mom like that, and for us, he'll be cooking for us, we're not even his blood kids. And this man took it upon him to raise me and my sister and show that kind of manhood. To me was weird, I'm not gonna lie. But right now I'm in a stage like I don't really know how to cook much, but I know that I could do it too. It's sexy. Hey, your girl would love it. But who did I learn that from? That example, my stepdad. When I put those mans together, bro, put it into me, this is why I am who I am today. There's no way I could have any type of hate or resentment towards how things happen. And that just brought all of us closer. Like I really have a dream, and I hope it happens, of sitting in a table, my mom, my stepdad, my dad, my sister, my kids, my wife. It's gonna happen. Because whatever I put out, it always happens. I wrote down, I'm so grateful for having my baby girl last year. I'm so grateful for making $50,000 in a month. It happened. Coming through my notes, I'm like, whoa, it happened. Because I have invested a lot in myself to learn and heal. And God now is like, here. Now what you gonna do with that? And all I'm doing is passing it right back to the people. Because I know bro, I feel so light talking about this. But 2 years ago, 6 months ago, I'll be crying like a baby talking about this because it hurt me still. And now it's like, man, I could talk to my dad. I could talk to my stepdad. I look forward, like, them knowing each other, for me to talk to each other about each other, because that's what men's supposed to do, is what I feel like. And I feel like they're both in a place where they can actually receive each other now and be like, yo, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for raising my son. Hey, thank you for birthing him. Thank you for teaching him this. Thank you. I feel like we're in that state where they could do that. And maybe it doesn't happen.
I saw it.
But if I get to have them sit together, just like, I need for y'all to know each other, because y'all both, mean the world to me. And I have a lot of other father figures in my life, but definitely this is the people I spend the most time with. And they're two different people. And I took the best from them. And now I give it to my sons. That's a blessing. Damn, I talk so fucking much.
Yo, let me tell you something, bro.
I'm sorry, y'all.
No. Don't apologize, bro, because let me tell y'all what happens behind the scenes. What I usually do every single show is say, is there anything you don't want to talk about, right? Is there something you do want to talk about? We don't got to talk about anything else. I know, and this cemented everything, bro, because, and we continue. I'm not saying that to finish the episode. What I'm trying to say is,
I'm not trying to make this 2 hours long, man. Shit,
listen to me.
We do another one.
What I'm trying to say is this. It's, you never know where your friends are at unless you take the time to hear them out. Bro, like, I think you did so much for me as a son. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
You better hug that lady, man, right
bro,
after this.
Like, listen, like, man, bro, this was powerful. Gee, this was powerful, bro. Here's I guess in closing, bro. Wow, I'm impressed of where this went.
We didn't even talk about what we was gonna talk about. I really thought we was gonna laugh a lot more, but
Listen to me.
God has other plans, and I receive it, and I just allow Him to let me speak whatever's in my heart.
Because this was a therapy session,
And thank you
bro.
for letting me speak. Honestly, because I know sometimes people, like, they don't really like to talk about these things. They probably want to clickbait to get something that's gonna get more views. But whatever amount of views this get, I know somebody's gonna get healing through this. And to me, that means a lot more, because I got the likes, I got the comments. It's cool to make people forget about the problems momentarily. But there's nothing like, wow, I helped you change your life. Like, now you can look at things and never go back to that direction of pain and hate, resentment, because I've been there for too long too, bro. And it's just like, yo, if I wouldn't apply all of this at 21, at the time that I was in a better place financially without kids, man, imagine how much memories I would have been able to create with my father.
Perspective. I guess this is the question I have, bro. Taking this route of really diving in this deep, right? How do you give yourself more grace now, right? Knowing that you're human, and there's no real roadmap of like how to do everything right, right? And stuff like putting something on a shelf for 6 years, right? And then starting over. Was there a forgiveness process within yourself? in order to be able to soar at it at this level? And even that process, like connecting with your dad and
I'm glad you brought it up because I remember you asked that earlier and I didn't answer it. So to answer that about the comeback, I remember Radel and I, Andy, you guys know,
Radel Ortiz.
yeah, Radel Ortiz.
That's my man.
We was in the same company, bro. And that's a beautiful part about knowing people because he stopped building the business a little before me. And I was mentally checked out. He was checked out, but I was mentally checked out, but I was still in. So I'm still showing up and doing these things. Then I decided to move to Florida. And I try to go back, but you don't get the same energy from the people. So I'm like, all right, now I gotta study what's the new way. So I started looking at other people, started applying some things. And I started making a comeback. But it wasn't until I saw Andy curse on IG, on videos. And I'm like, I'm fired up, bro. Because it's like, you're the first person that comes from where we come from, and we had to be perfect, personally developed, the gurus, the smart guys, and like you just don't curse, don't post this, don't post that. To now make a certain image about yourself that I lost myself. I lost JD Con Su Flow for 6 years because one, I didn't want people to say I got to where I was because of my fame at the time. I didn't even tap into my network all the way. Majority of my friends are in DR to this day. And you know, I stopped that for a while. Then I'm like, all right, I cannot like, you know, cut my legs because other people can't walk. Like, everybody has different situation. I've been blessed to have a platform that I work my ass off. So it's like, you know what? I went ham. And I got to levels that I wanted to. But then again, it was never really because it was a desire in my heart. It was because I saw somebody else do it and I knew I could do it too. Same mentality, apply it to social media. I seen like Juan James bought a house, bought a Lambo, has a family, bought a house for his mom. And I'm like, all right, he was able to do all of that. I'm over here doing this business and you could do that too. But I'm more like him. So I'm like, that was a motivation to do it. So by the time Andy comes into the picture, he's the first person that I knew that cursed. Yo, you know how many curse words I'd say, man? Hey, I'm a man of God. Don't get it twisted. But, coño. Sometimes you just gotta let it go and you feel relief. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to be perfect. And that's what Andy showed me. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be yourself. And I remember to this day messaging him saying, bro, thank you. This is like a confirmation. Like, I feel so good seeing you being yourself. It allows me to be myself. So that's when I started wearing the wigs. And I never been like the type to curse like that anyways. But, you know, it's the content I consume and I enjoy. And I show that content, but, you know, with some filters because then again, my family grew me up a little strict. So he's like who I want to be. I see Andy and I'm like, yo, he don't need no wig. He's doing videos with his family. And it reminds me of me in New York. That's what I used to do when I was in New York because my family all lived in the same house. But now that I have my own family and I'm in Florida, I got to create that myself. So that's why I create so many characters to try to fill in those spaces because I don't really have my family around anymore. But what he does is exactly what I was doing. Like whoever was around will be in a video. And that was for YouTube at the time. So see him doing on Instagram, man, it was so inspirational. He did a parody with your brother, Noah, about vegan. And that went viral, went on World Star. If you're from New York, man, that's like your number one goal. Be on World Star for a good thing. World Star. But seeing them do that, and I'm like, yo, this is average people that I know. I'm an average guy too. They're Dominican, I'm Dominican. If they can do it, I could do it. Meaning go viral. Because at the time when I came back, I wasn't going viral.
Right.
Once I started with the whole trying to do something different and be myself and making fun of people in a way that it's not disrespectful and I can still be myself, started going viral in PR. Then I started doing it with Dominicans, but the relationship with Santiago, he's like the top guy in DR, Alofoca Music. They have an amazing YouTube platform. And I started doing content related to his page and what they do. And he started reposting me. So World Star over here, that's World Star over there.
Got it.
So do the same thing that they were doing, man, and parodies and all of that, which is things that I had done before, but I just seen them do it. It's like, damn, I miss being like this. It's like I saw myself. and never compare myself to nobody. And if I do, it's to motivate myself. And I became the best doing what I do in DR, bro. It's like people love me so much. I've been to DR covered up. People know me like from their eyes. I'm like, how? I'm hiding just because, I don't want to interrupt you with your day. I want to do whatever I got. And it's so amazing to be so loved by your people and to do that in this lifetime where a lot of people don't receive that type of love is amazing. Then again, it's not why I do it for, which is why I always prioritize my kids. But creating this type of viral content brings me joy to a certain extent. But when it has conflict with the time I got to dedicate to my boys in this stage right now, that's why I'm probably not as consistent as I used to be. But, as you start building your platform, your career, the goal is to make the same amount of money working less. And that's where I'm at right now. I'm enjoying the fruits of my labor. And in a matter of time, I'll go back to put in work and be as consistent as I used to be. But in the meantime, you're probably going to see a lot of family content. You're going to see a lot more adding value because I worked on myself for 6 years, but I kept it away from my fans. Just gave them comedy. Now I want to bring comedy and add this type of value, which is I'm grateful to have this type of conversation with my brother, even though I didn't most of the conversation because I just don't shut up. Then again, I'm Dominican.
And this was the power about knowing to give a man the floor. JD, I want to tell you something, bro. Bro, narrative. Look, I know I say it in a lot of episodes because you was sitting in the audience prior to.
And I watch a lot of episodes too, man.
And this is what I want to say. First thing is,
by the way, respect to Justin. Wow, talk about being a stepdad and being a man. Bro, Radel with his family, like this is guys that I know before the fame, before they were blowing up, and to see the kind of men they are, I can see where they are, where they at.
I think that, bro, is my piece, bro. Like love is something you always share, bro. Like you've always been a dude that showed love. I feel like if people didn't know your story, I think this was a great, I believe, because for me, bro, it's things that I learned of you today, bro. That's like, It all makes more sense to me because I'm your boy, but people saw love, a son, a father, a good man, bro. Like, humility, you gave it all to us today, bro. Like, even shouting out other comedians. This is the weird thing about content creation, too. Like, there's no people that really connect with people. Like, people are scared to talk about Radel or Justin and to focus on themselves. And
they got more followers than me, man. I've been out here in the trenches.
You know what I'm saying? It's strange, but it's really that. Like, knowing that, giving yourself the opportunity to remain a student.
Jay Ramirez, my boy, too. I can't forget. That's another boy that he put me on into the investments of the cameras and all of that. So it's like, by doing what you're saying that I do, I get to learn a lot from others. So back to you.
And which is another dude I've been following forever.
Bro, I love him. Hey, we got to get him out here. Yo, Jay, what's up, baby? We need you, bro. I know he's going to see this and we'll set it up. He's an amazing guy. You can learn so much. And I stick around people that live by the same principles as me. And that's one of them. That's why I fuck with Justin Radel every time he's in Miami. Whenever we get to link up, bro, it's like, it's amazing how God connected us. Because you know them too, bro.
Yeah.
And
those are my people. Those are my boys, man.
The way you fuck around, you hit 1 million before me, boy.
Cook up, baby. Let's cook up, bro. Look, for real, bro. Genuinely, brother, like, thank you. Like, when we talk about leaving it on the fucking table, bro, this is huge, bro. Like, that is what a man does. Is puts his heart on his sleeve when he finds out who he is, man. Like, ladies and gentlemen, another legendary healing episode in the Living Room Podcast where we learn, laugh, and heal. Yeah, look, that was fucking amazing. Yo, bro. Nah, damn, did he?